Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine and this is Divine Acceptance. So today I want to share with you guys my twin flame journey. So I have been on the twin flame journey for the past 5 years. Um, I am currently in inner union with myself. So I have merged my feminine and masculine energies together and come into a divine sacred union. I am in physical union with my twin at this time, with my divine masculine, my divine counterpart. And we are now embarking on like a new phase of, we're starting over and we're starting like a new phase of our journey together. So I'm actually really excited about that. Um, but going back, it's definitely been like a whirlwind for the past 5 years. So to give you guys some history or context, my twin, I was activated by my twin in 2021. So I've been on the path for 5 years now. My At the time I was married and I had a daughter. I still have a daughter. And my divine counterpart, my masculine, he was separated and he has two children. So our journey, a lot of our journey has been around like the family unit as well. And just to let you guys know, a lot of twin flames will come into, will be activated when they are in other marriages. That is normal. So anybody who's going through this right now, just know that um, it's hard to understand and it's hard to grasp the concept, or like it's a hard process to understand as you're going through it. But just know yourself, know your own journey, and feel what's in your heart and feel your inner knowing. It's your soul guiding you along the way. So your soul knows the way, and your soul is guiding you through the whole process. So there is no right and wrong on the journey. So just follow your heart, be true to yourself, and just know that God has got you along the whole entire path. So so I was married at the time. At the time that I was activated by my twin, um, there was just so much that's happened, so much experiential things that has happened between us. At the time, I had never even heard of the twin flame concept. That word was never even in my vocabulary. And then as we progressed on the journey, I came across the term and I said, hey, I think this is what we are. And then it obviously expanded from there. So now anything you need to know about twin flames, you can ask me because you become obsessed at that point. So since then, I have gotten a divorce. I have moved twice. And last year, I left my corporate job. I was in a corporate position, um, very safe and stable and secure, left my corporate position to now pursue more of a spiritually aligned path where I can help other twin flames and others who are going through an ascension process. So my life has definitely changed since I started on this journey 5 years ago. Um, but I'm here just to reassure you that everything is okay and everything will work out for you. It's actually, your soul is actually aligning yourself with the highest version of you. So just know that your soul has got you, and then that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is you. The light always has been you and it always will be you. So even though as you're going through it, you think physical union is the end all be all of this journey. It's just part of the path and it's just part of the equation. Will you come into physical union with your divine counterpart? Absolutely. Like, I honestly believe that everybody who's catapulted on this journey with their twin flame, if it's a true twin flame, you will come into physical union with that person. Now you also have the choice at the end. You have the choice whether you want to pursue that, but you will come into physical union with your divine counterpart. Now, having said that, there's so many different facets to the journey. There's the Kundalini energy, the sexual energy. So on my path, the sexual the sexual energy between myself and my counterpart is a huge part of my path and my journey. It's a huge part of my life. So, sacred sexuality is beautiful and it is divine. And so much of us carry within us um, shame and guilt and fear and around sex, being sexual, desiring sex, and also um, desiring pleasure in our life. So, the sacred sexuality with your divine counterpart is an extremely important part of this journey and part of this process. It's something you cannot avoid. And whether it's in a physical contact with that person, or whether it's through like astral sex, it's definitely a big component on the journey. Now, the reason I'm explaining this too is that a huge part of my path and my twins' path was that as we went through the journey and as we went through this process, um, as we were like having sacred sex, we experienced a child. So we both had these visions of me being pregnant, of me getting pregnant, of me having this child, of us having this child together, of us holding this child and having this child as a part of our family and as a part of our life. So when you experience something like that, that was a huge trigger for me throughout the whole entire journey and my life, because in my previous marriage there was issues around, it was more of a platonic relationship, and there was issues around having children, which was a desire of mine, and which is something I carry as a woman. So I had to go through IVF to have my child. And then as this, yes, it also became a trigger because there's so many ups and downs on the journey. But for me, that is something that I really had to come to terms with, and let go of the attachment to. So I'm explaining this part of the journey because this was something that I can even feel it like in my heart right now. Something that is a hard thing for women, right, to go through is like children, childbearing, having children, not having children, the fear of not having children, the fear around having children, the fear of not being able to have children. There's just so much heaviness around it. So when myself and my divine counterpart, we had visions, and we have visions of this child. It's part of my path was, for the longest time I held on to this. When I saw this and I had the vision, not only did I hold on to the connection with my divine counterpart, and the fairy tale of, just coming into union with each other, and that it was meant to be, and that all this stuff, I held on so tight that I didn't allow the divine in, and I didn't allow any room for anything else. Like I wanted to control the whole connection. And a lot of the path is learning to surrender and learning to let go. So along with this, on my journey, I had to eventually learn to let go and not be attached to that child, right? To this child that I know we have together, right? And this is a very tricky concept because my inner knowing, even now, my inner knowing knows that that child is out there. That child, there is a dimension out there where that child exists, and that child is out there, and it will come in God's time. And I feel safe and secure in myself, in my truth, in my inner knowing, to say this to you guys and explain it to you guys, where I can know that, but I can also let it go and not be attached to the outcome. And it's taken me a really, really long time to get to this point, to not be attached to the outcome, like the knowing that it's there, and then if it happens, fantastic. But if it doesn't, I'm okay too. And I know it almost sounds like counterintuitive, and it's even hard to explain in words, because I always hated saying that. Like, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Because it's almost like you're unmanifesting the manifestation. But really, in my heart, like, I know the truth. Like, so I feel the truth in my heart and my inner knowing. But then I like let it go to surrender it to God and the divine and the timing, if that makes sense. So I wanted to share that because that's been like a huge part of my journey, this children and having children in our relationship. The fact that I have a daughter and he has two children, knowing that they've been safe and protected the whole time as well on the journey has been a huge part of it. Considering there has been some, chaotic moments to say the least. But again, I'm truly, truly grateful for where I am at this moment. And I wanted to share it with you guys out there, for somebody who's going through this that may just need to hear that at this moment. So I will do further videos that will explain more of my journey, but that's just it in a quick nutshell. But again, if you guys have any questions and you want to reach out to me, definitely check out my website, divineacceptance333.com. You can always email me as well. And I am doing one-on-one sessions, twin flame sessions, to help you guys along your ascension path. And then also just basic ascension journey, guided counseling on ascension path as well. So sending you guys so much light and love today. Thank you guys for listening, and I love you. Bye.